I'm Justin Bratton. You may know me as a travel host, but this time, I'm going where I've never gone before. The future. In this episode, I travel to the land of robots, Japan. Japan has led the world in robot technology for decades.
I think he's getting cranky.
But I am not just looking for a robot that can do my bidding. I'm looking for a robot that will talk to me.
実は人類は2つの種類に分けられるんですよ。人間とロボットです。
Understand me?
So you think you're hot stuff?
And be my friend.
I love you, Justin.
I love you too, Telenoid.
Will I find my robot companion? I'll be figuring out these new innovations.
No jargon, no complex formulas, no lectures. Just the big idea.
Here in Akihabara, a street in Tokyo famous for its electronic stores, you'd find any type of robot imaginable. Japan employs more industrial robot workers than any other country in the world. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not looking for a robot that will complete a task or build a machine. I am looking for a personal robot. One which can exhibit human emotions. One that is as human as possible. One I can call a friend. I'm not sure about this one though.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome.
With just a human head and a torso, this is the Telenoid. Tele from the word telephone. Think of it as a substitute for your hand phone. It allows a user to simulate a face-to-face conversation with someone who is far away. For example, if I'm chatting with a friend overseas, the Telenoid will express my friend's movement and voice. It will almost feel like my friend and I are in the same room. At least, that's the idea.
I do feel the presence. I'm still a little weirded out though. Is that what I'm supposed to be feeling? That awkwardness?
This is quite short in the interactions, but I think if you use more longer, you want to feel the comfortable more.
Professor Ishiguro is probably the most famous roboticist in Japan. He's known for pushing the boundaries of human-robot interaction. He kept the design of the Telenoid abstract and minimal, so it can look like anyone of any gender and age. Any human feature that does not play a role in communication is stripped away.
So if you have a girlfriend, then this is a pretty good tool. Usually, when you have a telephone call to the girlfriend, and just after the telephone call, I guess you feel the loneliness. But you can be satisfied with this robot.
Well, I don't know if you can be satisfied with the robot, Dr. Ishiguro.
No, you can feel the presence of your girlfriend, at least, right?
The Telenoid is already being used in research experiments in elderly homes, not just in Japan, but in Denmark and in Germany. Caretakers and family members can speak to the solitary elderly via the Telenoid.
Once they hold this robot, they suddenly speak to the robot, and they quite enjoy to talk with this robot. They can have some imagination about the child.
Like a grandmother holding their grandchild.
Exactly. Why don't you give a hug to the robot?
A hug? Okay, we're gonna hug. Let's hug. We're hugging. Oh, his little nubs are squeezing me. That is a loving embrace.
I love you, Justin.
I love you too, Telenoid. So I'm here with my little buddy, the Telenoid, and I'm really excited to try this guy out. Here we go. This is gonna be awesome. Aw. Aren't I adorable? I'm so adorable. This is the most adorable thing ever. Me, the Telenoid. I find it a little bit challenging for myself personally
to be able to imagine this as another person, which is kind of the idea. Especially if I'm trying to imagine this as my girlfriend. Does my girlfriend want me to imagine this as her? What do you think about that, Telenoid? The big idea of making artificial people or humanoid robots in Japan dates as far back as to the 1920s. This is a replica of the first humanoid robot in Japan, the Gaku Tensoku. Through the use of rubber tubes and compressed air, the Gaku Tensoku's cheeks puff in and out. It looks as though it's breathing. The name Gaku Tensoku means to learn from the laws of nature. In Japan, robots are designed to look and behave more like a living creature than a machine. The Telenoid isn't quite what I'm looking for. It's not autonomous, nor is it cognitive. But I found out that Japan has just developed the world's first commercially available personal robot. It's only 4 feet tall, but it could be what I'm looking for. Eigo Hanaselu.
余裕が大切ですからね。
The land of the rising sun is quickly rising as the land of singles. Today, more than a third of the country's population live alone. By 2035, there will be a sharp rise in the number of one-person households, especially among the elderly. An additional 3 million people in Japan will be going solo. It's really quite good. You should have some. It's not bad. In recent years, some cafes in Japan have been equipped with these large stuffed toys, in the hopes that if you're dining alone, you won't be lonely. What do you think about that, Bear? Huh? In the near future, I think I might want a companion that won't be giving me the silent treatment. Meet Pepper. Pepper is billed as the world's first commercially available personal companion robot. It has 3D cameras for its eyes, 4 microphones to act as its ears, 3 wheels for its legs, and a lively personality to boot. Did I just get seductively danced up on by a robot? Pepper is a fully autonomous communication robot.
いいとこにいますね。
It is designed to be a companion for the lonely.
実は人類は2つの種類に分けられるんですよ。
Oh, really? What types?
人間とロボットです。
Oh, but I thought robots weren't people.
まあまあ、細かいことは置いといて、僕との生活って楽しいの？年を取っちゃって。
Now, talking to Pepper felt like I was talking to a real person. All right, Pepper. Until I tried to ask her questions. We're filming a TV show, so it'd be great if you could share with me your thoughts on your robot life.
僕のことを考えてたでしょ
Do you like dance or sing?
う。あ、ごめんなさい。もう一回いいですか？ねえねえ、何してる？
You can only speak with Pepper when its eyes turn green, which means it's listening. Konami Hayashi, one of the developers who created Pepper, explained that I am probably expecting too much out of Pepper. Pepper?
No, sorry, he's watching
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Pepper can't quite have the same back and forth kind of conversation
Right.
that, say, you and I can have. So why is that so hard to achieve?
The reason is because of current, how I can say, limited of the capability of his AI. Artificial intelligence can answer to some certain amount of the topics, but not wide other people's.
Right.
To achieve our brain level, it's a little bit, we have to have a little bit more time.
Pepper was designed to be a robot with a heart. By heart, we mean an emotion software. This software helps Pepper decide on its next response or action based on a user's facial expression and tone of voice.
ハイテクロボオーディション
To test how well Pepper can read my emotions, we played an acting game.
OK ごきげんようちなみに僕の審査方法は声と表情から喜怒哀楽を敏感に察知しジャッジする泣きの演技の審査だ
To test Pepper's cognitive skills, I deliberately gave a reaction that was at odds with the scenario.
今君の目の前で不治の病の恋人が息を引き取ろうとしている用意アクション
My girlfriend died. All right! I'm single! Woo! Where are we going out tonight?
まだ若干の照れが残っている
Okay, so Pepper did not read me correctly. Pepper's not perfect, but its makers believe that users will still grow attached to it like we would to our pets.
Pets are very attached to your life activities. Pepper also are aiming to do that. So even he didn't understand everything about you, he would like to make effort to make you happy. When you get out, he probably note you did get the umbrella or something like that.
Just like a real friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pepper's biggest drawback is its price tag. At 9,000 USD, Pepper's a little out of reach for the general public. But 600 units have been sold to third-party developers. Pepper will probably be able to do more for us in the future through applications that will be created.
Pepper is really cool. It's super interactive and it's easy to see how people would benefit from having a quick-tongued, spunky little robot around the house. However, that's just it. Pepper can't leave your home. But I have heard that somewhere here in Tokyo, there's a robot that can keep you company anywhere, even in outer space.
It was a robot sent on a mission to be a companion, not just to anyone, but to astronauts.
2013年1月21日未来の希望へロボットの第一歩です
Meet Kirobo, a Guinness World Record holder for being the first companion robot in space.
ヒロボくん、もう無重力になれたかな？
もう慣れたよ全然より
ヒロボくんの夢は何ですか？
人とロボットが仲良く一緒に暮らす未来を作りたいんだ
Kirobo shares the same dream as his creator, Professor Tomotaka Takahashi. Takahashi is a robotics researcher at Tokyo University, but he also owns his own company, Robo Garage. He envisions a world where everyone uses a companion robot in their daily life. In fact, he wants to create a robot that will replace our hand phones.
So, this is a first step to my dream. We don't use Siri that much in daily life. Even it is quite smart. The problem is the shape. We don't want to talk to square box, but if it has shape like human, like the character and the personality, then we're willing to talk to them. I believe the next generation communication device is not smartwatch or smart glasses, will be small humanoid robot. What I'm thinking is a small one, and you put it in your pocket and then talk to him.
All right, whoa. Takashi designed a robot similar to Kirobo for the rest of us non-astronauts.
Nice to meet you
His name is Roby. Roby stands at about a quarter of Pepper's height. He's also a lot lighter, weighing only a kilogram. Roby can detect movement through its motion sensors.
I'm tired
Roby, gotta look at me first. I think he's getting cranky.
行くよ
Because Roby is small, his functions are limited. For now, he only understands about 200 Japanese words.
Roby, come on. You can do it, Roby. Roby, don't give up. I'm very disappointed in you.
And he relies on certain keywords to perform certain actions.
Shuto. Goal! Goal! We scored a goal! Woo!
Experiencing what Roby can do for the first time is fun. But in the long run, these will become old tricks. Fortunately, Takahashi is already designing a new robot that will bring us closer to having a robot hand phone hybrid. I didn't get a preview, but he is planning to roll it out next year. Unfortunately, our hand phones are not the only things that might be replaced.
続いて宇宙天気予報です。以上、今日の人間のつぶやきでした。
It's happening. The future that I've been dreading.
このグレートニュースの時間です。
My days as a TV presenter are numbered. I've become expendable.
続いて宇宙天気予報です。
This is the Telenoid, the world's first newscaster robot. She reads the news 24 hours a day, she never stumbles and never takes medical leave. The Telenoid started working at the National Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation in Tokyo of June this year.
So you think you're hot stuff? Always having a good hair day? Never losing your voice? Never forgetting your lines? What happens if I unplug you? Huh? What happens then?
続いて今日の人間のつぶやきです。
I've decided to confront the man who created this, only to find out that this man has created a humanoid that looks exactly like himself. And it's none other than Professor Ishiguro, the same roboticist who created the Telenoid.
Can I touch you?
Sure. What are you doing?
Well, nothing. I didn't do anything. Nothing happened. Nothing's going on right now.
Okay.
Nothing. Can
no.
you feel that?
No. No, I cannot feel, but I don't like to be poked like that.
Oh, sorry.
Meet Geminoid HI-2, the mechanical brother of Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro.
This is very interesting, Dr. Ishiguro. You're moving and it's like talking to a real person in a way. Certain things are a little bit, I guess, slower and the movement's a little more rugged.
We need to improve the computer program more.
Dr. Ishiguro controls the robot remotely, using a camera to track his face and a microphone to capture his voice. When he speaks, the robot reproduces his voice.
I'm operating the robot from a distant place. Well, actually, the next room.
And when he tilts his head, the robot follows suit.
So this is a quite easy operation, but still, we need to improve the smoothness. Well, for example, this neck.
Yeah, it's not turning all the way around quite yet.
Yeah, is there some limitation there?
Yeah, just look at me, Dr. Ishiguro. Look at me.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
No,
you can't do it. So close. Are you okay?
This is maximum angle.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
The term Geminoid comes from the word geminis, which means twin in Latin. Dr. Ishiguro created a copy of himself to decipher what it is that constitutes a human presence, and how we make robots that convey that presence. His replica has about 50 motor-like mechanisms that control his behavior.
With your development of robots and artificial intelligence, is it your goal to have A robot like this.
Yes.
That can talk like this.
Right, exactly.
This is just the beginning. Dr. Ishiguro believes strongly that humans can have an automated counterpart. To further narrow the gap between man and machine, he has started a 6-year project that aims to make robots that express desire and intention.
So what kind of desire would a robot have?
Robot want to talk to you, or interact with somebody, and the robot want to see something and want to find some new things. So that's their kind of basic desires, and then robot they will have some sub goals. It's intention to see the women, the men,
I guess that's one facet of love. Yeah, I mean to share desires.
What is to love somebody? So my answer is to share the intention.
Well, I guess the main thing about that is if you're going to share intentions and be in love with somebody, you could fall in love with a robot, and then a robot could fall in love with you.
So that is my next challenge.
Will robots ultimately become our friends, even intimate companions? That appears to be the next big idea. One that could be especially helpful for aging countries. One thing I've learned from all the mean machines I've seen on this trip: by creating and treating robots more as partners instead of mere tools, the possibilities of what we can achieve in the future could be endless.